Hey Board Game Maniacs, Maniac Rob here to bring you another unboxing video. What we have before you is a board game for 1 to 4 players. It is a nuclear holocaust post-apocalyptic game. Actually, what it says is a post-nuclear board game for 1 to 4 players. It is none other than the famous Fallout. Now, this actually was based off of an RPG video game or RPG game that came out in 1995, 96, I think it is, or 97. So I'm not exactly sure exactly the date. You can look that up, but it was developed back then, and it just snowballed, and this big effect happened. And now we have the board game in front of us. Now, also too, as well as they just recently released Fallout 4, or they're just about to release Fallout 4, the video game, obviously, but we're going to look at Fallout, the board game. This is going to be really fun. It's a 1 to 4 player game. It takes place into this nuclear holocaust, you know, apocalyptic driven world. It comes with 5 miniatures, I think. And these 5 miniatures, what happens is, again, you have to complete these tasks and you have to survive pretty much this nuclear holocaust. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be epic. I can't wait to open this. I always say this about every board game, that I can't wait to open this, but I'm excited about this. I used to play Fallout probably a long time ago. I'm not going to even age myself there by a long time ago. But I played Fallout. Now, the board game came out with the miniatures, and here at Board Game Maniacs, we love board games with miniatures. I love board games with miniatures. And we're going to go over the details. We're going to rip this puppy open. We're going to see what's inside. Go over what's in the box. So in case you're interested in buying this board game of Fallout, by all means, just stay tuned, have a seat, have a drink, eat some chips, whatever you want to do, and watch the opening of Fallout. As always, before we even rip this open, we have to admire the fabulous artwork that is on this box. So you can see the classic, I don't know what you want to call that. I'm completely drawing a blank of who wears this. This is really bad, but again, it's been a long time since I played Fallout. But anyhow, you see the helmet right here, and it's really cool. It's all dinted up and everything else. And it says, a post-nuclear board game for 1 to 4 players, designed by Andrew Fisher and Nathan Hajek. Now, I'm sorry, Andrew and Nathan, if I am not saying your names right, but you know, it is what it is. And this game is by Fantasy Flight, as well as Bethesda. Again, I may not say Bethesda right, and if so, you can laugh all you want, it don't matter. But anyhow, you can see here, you can tell this is like an apocalyptic game. You got the dog, you got your hero, and you got the gun going on, and a wasteland. Really cool. And let's look at the back here too as well. I'll just move the camera up just a little bit so you can see a little better. So it says, welcome home. The wasteland is a dangerous place. Resources are scarce. Ulterior motives around, and deadly enemies greet you at every turn. In Fallout, the board game, your actions can have dire consequences. Completing tasks change the course of your adventure, and the choices you make during chance encounters can change what the populace think of you. So yeah, it's kind of setting you up that, you know, depending on what you do is going to cause a lot of hell in this game. And this sounds really exciting too as well. Should you assist a railroad or help the Institute? Will the Brotherhood of Steel prevail over the Enclave? Can you discover the secret of Vault 84? Grab your friends. Get special and win influence over the wasteland with Fallout, the board game. So that's pretty much like the little interlude there of what it is. And also, you can see the nice miniatures. Now, I'm excited to see these miniatures. When I got this game tonight at the game store, somebody had this open, and I wanted to go over and pick up the miniatures and closely examine them, but I thought it'd be a little bit too invading his personal space, so I just stood back and looked. But I heard these miniatures are supposed to be a really great detail. And it is a Fantasy Flight game, and we all know the Fantasy Flight game has great looking miniatures, so I can't wait for that. So also, again, remember, it is a 14+ rating, 1 to 4 player game, and it can take, that's right, can take 2 to 3 hours to play this game. So, you know, hunker down and make sure that you're going to have got a lot of time to play this game of awesomeness. And for game content, it has rules reference, learn to play, 5 plastic figures with starting components, 3 VATS dice, 12 pegs, 12 map tiles, 4 scenario sheets, 34 wasteland encounter cards, 21 settlement encounter cards, 20 vault encounter cards, 4 survivor boards with 8 connectors, 100 quest cards, 14 perk cards, 54 cup tokens, 35 special tokens, 27 enemy tokens, 12 trait tokens, 34 loot cards, 25 asset cards, 11 unique asset cards, 2 power tokens, 23 agenda cards. Wow, it has a lot of stuff in this. 10 faction tokens and 8 quest markers. There's a lot of stuff in this box for sure. A lot of lovely goodness. So hold on to your hats and let's rip this puppy open and see what's inside. Yoink! Let's get this plastic open. Oh yeah. Rip it open. Let's rip it open. Oh, plastic! And it's time for my favorite part of all, opening the box and get that new board game smell. Let's open it. Oh, is this one gonna give me trouble? Oh, come on. There it is. Oh, you can smell it already. Excuse me for a second. Okay, there we go. Oh, wait, no, I gotta do it one more time. Oh, lovely, lovely smell. We see learn to play, and obviously, like we always like to do, is look at the back, see how many pages this learn to play book is, so that we know how daunting, how less daunting it is for the instruction book. I'm losing my mind here. Wait, I lost already because I'm a maniac. Anyhow, page number 16. So it is a very small book. And we'll go over this a little bit more in detail, look at the artwork as usual and everything, but we're moving on. Next, we have rules reference. So this is, you can refer back to the rules, and again, look at that, everybody. It's only 16 pages. Very, very short rule book. So that's a good sign. Good sign as in you don't spend more time reading and less time playing at first. You play more time playing, you play more time playing. You have more time playing and less time reading, obviously. Next, we have your tokens and your game tiles too as well. We'll rip this open and see what's inside, but first let's see the other stuff. Dice and pegs. Dice and pegs. Dice and pegs. We also get lots of cards here, and I mean lots. And everybody who plays Fallout will recognize this little guy right here. And the black cat. Oh, it's not even in focus. There we go. There's a little guy. And the black cat. Cards. Got another pack of cards which we'll open and find out which are. But first let's move on still. Pack number 2 with a nice lightning icon and stars. Who knows what this is? We'll find out. We also have, it looks like character sheets, but we'll find out if these are character sheets or actual like encounter sheets or so forth. And we have the minis. Now, I'm not really showing too much of these yet. I'm going to get a nice close shot with the camera of all of these. We're going to talk about who they are and what stats they have. That's it. There's nothing else in the box. It's just the cardboard. It's empty. So do you know what that means? It's time to get into the detail part, and let's rip this open and see what's there. First off, first thing we're going to open is the abundance of tiles here and see what each token is and everything else. So let's rip open the plastic. I think this is really the most fun part of doing unboxings for me is the plastic. All right, so what we have here is the cap tokens. What they're used for in the game, they have numbers on them, so I'm not sure exactly. I didn't look at the rules and everything because This is not a tutorial video, this is just an unboxing video that shows you everything you get into the box. But these are called cap tokens, and you get a total of 54 cap tokens. Next you'll have, these are called special tokens. Now they have the lovely little figure on one side, and on the other side they have a letter. Now what I'm assuming with these is they actually spell special. I'm assuming that. I'm gonna say they spell special many times, because you get 35 of these special tokens. Now when I say special, it's spelled with dots in between each letter. So like an acronym, I guess you would call that. So S-P-E-C-I-A-L. I can spell! You also get map tiles. So the artwork on this is pretty cool. They're double-sided. Just has, you know, like the caution icon and like a targeting system and so forth. On one side and the other side you have the maps. And also like areas of the map, like Ashbury Road is one too as well. So these here, in total, you get 21 of these map tiles. You get 27 enemy tokens. So these are double-sided too as well. The information is on one side, so you can see here we're looking at like super mutant skirmisher. And 3 cogwheel, I guess that's, he can use a gun. I'm not exactly sure what the symbols are because I never really looked at the rule book. I just ripped it open, as you could tell from the video, because I was excited. Anyhow, they're double-sided. You can see they had different logos and different enemies too as well. As I said before, you get 27 of these babies, all different ones. You also get these little tokens, they're called trait tokens, and you get 12 of them. With the trait tokens, just skimming over the rule book, what these are for is this will determine like what kind of character you're going to be. You pick them up during the game, you put them onto your character sheet too as well, and you have 3 different types. They're idolized, they're synth or super mutant, and they're well rested addicted tokens too as well. So what I'm showing here are, you got 2 of the same here, and this is a different too as well. This is like your super mutant tokens, and these ones here is your well rested. The ones that I didn't show you is the idolized ones too as well. So that's what your trait tokens are. Going back to the villain tokens, just to let you know, so you have the name of the villain up here, and the number into like the green cogwheel is the level. Now this one here, it's like a stretched out arm. Let me get a little closer there, get it in focus. That is called your vulnerability of the enemy, and your abilities is in the yellow, and the type of villain you have is right at the end, which is upper here. Upper here, that's right. I said upper here. Make fun of me. Go ahead, I dare you. What you see before you are, these are the survivor boards, and they have 8 connectors too as well. Now you have to assemble these, so with the magic of video, I'm going to pause the video, and then when it starts up again, these are going to magically be assembled, or at least one of them will be assembled, so you can see what it looks like. Shram! The magic of video. We had the survivor board connected, put together. This is pretty simple to put together actually, because all it is you have the top layer, which is right here, which is the brown, and you have the green, which is the bottom layer, and you got these things right here, which are pegs. They're 2-sided. You push the larger one on from the back through to the front, and the smaller one connects to it too as well, from the front to the back. Very easy to put together. A little bit of elbow grease. You got to make sure you click these, you squeeze these until you hear the click, and then cut yourself like I did. Oh, my thumb. No, I didn't cut myself there. That was from an injury today, lifting up a water bottle and putting it into the container to use the water thing. I can't remember the names of it. Anyhow, I cut myself on a water bottle. That's what that's from. I know. So that is your survivor boards, and you get 4 of these with 8 connectors. And these are the 8 connectors. So if you get 4 of these, you get 8 of these, because there's 2 connectors per survivor board. I can do math. I'm smart. What we have here are quest markers. You get a total of 8 quest markers for this game. What are quest markers? Quest markers are used when you were playing a quest. You would place one of the quest markers onto the quest, the tile, and the other quest marker onto the quest card. They have to be matching colors, and when you complete that quest, you're going to trash these, not really throw them out. You want to just, you know, take them out of the game, because if you trash them, then you won't be able to use them in the game anymore. That makes sense. Next we have faction tokens. You get 10 of these in total into the game. Now, according to the rules, what these factions are, obviously, you choose what faction, and you're going to place these onto the board, judging onto what scenario that you are playing, and you just proceed from there. This really don't make any sense in what I'm saying, because obviously I just skimmed through the rules to find out what these are and how many, but they're faction tokens and there are 10 of them. These are called faction power tokens. You get 2 into the game. You know, what these are for is when you are playing, you're going to slide these up and down the track, and this will determine how powerful the faction is. So again, 2 different power tokens. Actually, 2 different faction power tokens. Wait a minute, what? I didn't have gloves on before that. You know why? These gloves were just knitted by my wife, just not even 2 seconds ago. Like, she's really fast, and these are awesome gloves. They're fingerless gloves. She made them for me because my hands get cold, but my fingers don't. So I got fingerless gloves, personally made, crocheted. I'm not going to say knit because she'll kick me if I say knitting when she crocheted, but that's what these are. These are power gloves. Starting off with the cards, you get into the core box set. When I say core box set, I don't know if they're going to come out with expansion for this or not, so we're just going to call it a core box. These ones here with the fancy lightning bolt are called quest cards. Now, what these quest cards are for is when you are playing the game, you can go on quests. And the purpose of these are to help people, so it'll build up your reputation and your influence and so forth into the game. I'm going off camera again, I'm getting excited. So let's look at one right here. This is quest number 157. Can't touch this. MC Hammer style, oh yeah. So also it tells you like a little bit of a blurb, which I'm not going to read. It tells you what the quest is, and it tells you stuff you have to do, like steal the prototype and help Somerville fix up her device. So again, quest cards, you can go on different quests. So just get that a little bit more in focus for you too as well. So that is quest cards. I forgot to add that you get 100 of these quest cards in the core box. You also get this icon here. It's called settlement cards. So you get 21 settlement cards. Now, I'm just going to take a quick look at one of these settlement cards. I don't want to read too much because, again, I don't want to spoil it for anybody who wants to buy the game or has bought the game and have never played it yet. In either case, settlement cards. You get 21 of those. Just a little snippet here. You can hear raised voices over the crowd. One of them are scratchy, guttural growls. You see a ghoul in the heated argument with a Smushkin trader. Smushkin. That's a really cool word. I like how it rolls off my tongue. Smushkin. They are yelling foul names at each other. Clearly, the combination isn't going as well as you'd hope. I say combination. I'm not saying combination. Cohabitation. That's what I meant. Cohabitation. I was off camera the entire time because I'm reading it. Anyhow, so settlement cards 21. You get these ones. These are called vault cards, and you get 20 vault cards. Now I'm going to read a little passage of this too as well. This area seems to have suffered a decent amount of structural damage from whatever destroyed this vault long ago. Charred fashion posters line the walls. I can't even read tonight. Holy crapola. The floor cracks as you step forward. You're not sure it will hold your weight. So hopefully you better be a light guy when you're walking on this floor. You're going to fall through. Anyhow, these are vault cards, and you get 20 of these. You also get wasteland cards, 34 of these wasteland cards. Now, I'm not going to read a little snippet here, but what a wasteland card is cards in the wasteland deck allow you to scavenge, I can't even say it, scavenge the location, I can't even talk. Cards in the wasteland deck allow you to scavenge the location for useful loot or search for things in the wasteland. So that's what these are for. Just to recap about the settlement cards too as well. What these are settlement encounter cards. Cards in the settlement deck allow you to buy and sell things from the shop. Track and search for things in settlement. I just read that in the book. So that's what the settlement cards are for. You also get 14 perk cards, and I don't even have to say what these perk cards are for because you obviously know from the name of it. They give you perks in the game. Dun dun dun! But you look at the artwork. So you have him walking with his cat. You have him balancing from a bottle. Reading big giant books. He's like, I'm the best. That's a cool one. Skipping rope. Whoa, he's like thinking about a nose and a hand and a tongue and ears and eyes. All the senses, I think. And last but not least, he's full of muscles. He ate his Wheaties, that's for sure. You also get 5 character cards, and these go with your characters, obviously. So you have Ghoul, he's really ghoul. Super Mutant, it's kind of like a, yeah, I don't know, an alien mixed with the Hulk? I don't know. A Vault Dweller, and he's got armor on. Wastelander, so she's geared to go out in the wasteland. With her rubber boots, obviously. And Brotherhood Outcast. He kind of looks like a stormtrooper a little bit from Star Wars. Very cool artwork for sure. And you're saying, like, what about the other side of the card? Oh, look. Ooh, look at this. T45 power armor, item, apparel. I'm not going over all this information, but again, these are cards, character cards that will give you upgrades to your character. And you get a total of 5 character cards, 5 character special tokens, which I already seen. You get 11 unique asset cards. Now again, very self-explanatory what these are for. They give you assets in the game. Let's look at one quickly here. Wasteland Survival Guide. So you get a survival guide, like a survival guide for dummies kind of thing. You're not saying anybody's a dummy, but again, this sort of reminds me of like Zombie Survival Guide for Dummies and everything else, so the dummy series. Anyhow, Wasteland Survival Guide, I'm rambling here. So during a test or fight, exhaust to generate 1 reroll for each WSG contribution in play. Then each survivor chooses to gain 2 caps or 1 XP for each WSG contribution he or she has. I'm out of camera again. Like, I gotta keep trying to pay attention to that. Then give this card to the survivor on your right. So these are asset cards. You have loot cards. You get 34 of these. I'm not really going to read any of these because you obviously know what loot cards are. You can loot to get special things like an iBot, but I'm not reading all this, but you know what loot cards are for. Next, you get 25 asset cards. Now, obviously, we probably know what asset cards are, is something that will help you play the game a lot more smoothly, like weapons and so forth. Let's just look at one right here. This is a jet. An item is a drug. Ugh. During a test or fight, exhaust to challenge 1 die result to a different face. Then test E3. I guess this is compared to like the dice and everything too as well. But these are asset cards. I'm not going to keep reading all of them because you get a total of 25 of these asset cards. The last small set of cards you get are agenda cards. You get 23 of these total. And again, these are like hidden agendas, I guess, that you can do in the game. So here's one here. It says freedom. So a thumbs up. For each space, star has advanced further than a shield. That don't make sense at all. But if you read the manual, it'll definitely make sense. At the start of your turn, you may reveal this card to declare loyalty to star. Now, as I shown before, there's two different types of factions. You get the star, and the other one is like a shield. So you can reveal this so you're loyal to the star faction. So again, these are the agenda cards. Thumbs up for the agenda cards. For the larger card types, now I said previously these right here were character sheets. They are not character sheets. The buzzer went off. These are called scenario cards. So as a group, or if you're playing a solo mission, you chose what scenario you want, you pick it out, and then you play it, you place it on top of the board or close to the board, and then you follow what's on here for what you have to accomplish for this scenario. Scenario card sheets. And if I completely forgot to say, you get 4 scenario card sheets. I think I said that, but just in case, 4. 1, 2, 3, 10. No, wait a minute. 1, 2, 5, 8. No. 4, 3, 2, 7. 4 of these cards. These are your fancy pegs that you put onto your character, the one that I pieced together. I can't really remember the name of it again. The survivor stack or whatever. Something about survivors. And this keeps track of everything, all your stats. And they're very colorful. Very colorful. I like bright colors. You get the 8 plastic connectors for the survivor boards. What? The 4 survivor boards. That's what I forgot. That's what the name I forgot. There is the survivor board. So these here, again, you can see them. You just put the big one in the back of the survivor board and the small one in the front, and you clamp them together and you squeeze. So you hear a click, and what that means is it's securely built as survivor boards. You also get 3 dice. These are called vast dice, and they're used to test or fight. So you can see they have different kind of icons. So this has arms, this has a head, legs, upper torso, full body, and so on and so forth. So when you are making a test or a fight, you're going to roll these to determine what part is affected of the body. Vast dice. And again, these are V period, A period, T period, S period. Vast. Last but not least are these marvelous, super detailed miniatures. You get 5 of them into the core box. This one here you're looking at is called the Wastelander. Really, really nice detail. Like, she's got this really badass, I might bring it up close a little bit, you can see, triple barrel shotgun. Like, this is crazy. 1 over, 2 under. That's going to do a lot of damage for sure. And again, I thought it was rubber boots, but it's not. It's kind of like combat boots. These are going to be nice to paint. Look at all the detail on the Wastelander here. So this is the first of the 5 you get in the core box. This is the Wastelander. Next mini you get is the Vault Dweller. So he's got some armor onto him, you can see here. Hopefully the camera can get in focus there. And he's got a nice little rifle. He's got his combat khakis on. He's got his combat boots. Little tiny bit of armor, not a whole lot, you know, like a shoulder pad and so forth. But again, the detail is absolutely crazy in these minis for sure. They're going to be a lot of fun to paint, which I will paint eventually. Like I say in all my other videos, I'm getting around to them. I have so many different miniatures that I have to paint. This is the Vault Dweller. Another great looking mini is the Super Mutant. This guy is a monster. He's like the tank of the game, I guess. So he's got his like powered hammer, I guess. I don't know, but it's really, really cool looking. Like, look at the crazy super detail onto this guy. Even the back of it, like the muscles and everything else, it's just tremendous with the amount of detail for sure. Now, one thing I like to point out too as well is each of the cards, I'm just going to grab the Super Mutant card right here. That's your character and your character card, and also it has information about each of them. I'm not going to ruin it by showing you it and reading each one in detail, but again, Super Mutant, Really, really cool looking mini there for the third of the 5 miniatures in the game Fallout. This is the ghoul miniature you get with his blaster, one-handed blaster. He looks like a ghoul. I can see his skin being kind of like a veiny, pale, translucent skin that I'm going to paint. Hopefully, I'll do the miniature justice with all this detail. Super badass miniature. The ghoul. The last miniature of the 5 for the Fallout game is the Brotherhood Outcast. This guy got so much power armor, and look at that gun that he got. Oh, I wouldn't like to get hit with that guy for sure. He'd rip you apart very easily. He's pretty massive. He's such a big tank too as well. Super detail on every bit of it. Fantasy Flight Games, you guys do miniatures so awesome. Again, I never seen a miniature from your Fantasy Flight series that I never liked. These are all sweet sauce as far as I'm concerned. Again, Brotherhood Outcast for the Fallout game. There you have it, Board Game Maniacs. Everything you get into the base or core box set for the game Fallout by Fantasy Flight Games and Bethesda, Bethesda. Bethesda. I can't even say that word. Anyhow, there you go. So all you see, all the lovely goodness you get into the game. I went over everything in detail and what you get. I didn't go over what everything meant. I'm leaving it up to you guys who want the game. You can go out and buy it. This is just to get your whistle wet or your lips wet, whatever way you want to say it, to decide if you want to buy this game or not. It's a great deal. Again, it's based off of the original RPG game that was in 1997, and Fallout, it's just phenomenal. I can't wait to play this just like all the other games that I have. I'm not going to buy a game and do a video review onto a game that I don't like. If I buy a game that I don't like, I will not do the video review for sure. I don't want to do that, put you guys through that and lie, because I will not lie at all about any of these games. But judge for yourself what games you like, what games you want to get, and what games you play. If anybody has played this, I know this is a very new game. If you played this already, comment down below. Let me know how the gameplay went, what you liked about the game, what you didn't like about the game. Again, comment. I want you to give us some thumbs up if you like this video. And very important to subscribe to our channel so we can make some more great content. I'm stumbling over my words. Subscribe to our channel for some more great video content of all different games and VR games and who knows what else in the future. Because you never know, because we're just maniacs here and we just do what we want because we are maniacs. So again, the 5 minis you get, all the contents of the box, great box artwork too as well. And for Fantasy Flight Games and Bethesda. Again, I can't say that word. So, like, share, subscribe. If you have anything that you want to ask us privately, you can always email us at boardgamemaniacs@gmail.com. You can follow us on Instagram at BoardGameManiacs, all one word, all lowercase letters too as well. So until next time, play some games, have some fun, talk to people in person, play some VR games. Do whatever you want, but most importantly, and you know what I'm going to say, everybody, because I say this every single time. Let's say it together and count of 3, 2, 1. Be a maniac. Till next time.